I'm gonna show you how to make your very own tactics like the special one, Jose Mourinho. Not only are we gonna deep dive into his tactical principles, I'm also gonna show you 2 example tactics so you can get an idea of how to play the Mourinho way. While the Portuguese manager switches up his play a lot, he's most famous for his counter-attacking systems. His teams are famously tough to break down, and he achieves that by giving up the battle for possession. He sets up his team in a tight low block, taking away all the space around his own goal and letting the opposition have pointless possession. He also loves to defend narrowly, focusing on locking down the center areas, while having strong, tall centre-backs to win any headers coming in from the wings. This essentially builds a giant solid wall, frustrating any opponent and priming them for a counter-attack. When looking at Mourinho's attacking play, he had a healthy balance of both shorter and more direct passing. He would use a tight midfield with some quick interplay, as well as more direct passes from the defense to the attack to get into space, often using both in the same tactical system. The one thing that would be constant is verticality. Mourinho's side will always want to get to the goal as quickly as possible, so you will hardly ever see a horizontal or backward pass. When getting into attacking areas, Mourinho loves to create an overload in at least one of the wide areas. One of his favorite ways to do this is to have a very attacking wingback get further forward and stay wide, have either a winger or a midfielder get into the half space, and have one of the strikers or an attacking midfielder join that side of the pitch as well, to create a pocket of dangerous chaos for the opposition defense. But he did another special thing with his attackers, getting them to really buy into his tactical plan. A key characteristic of any Mourinho team is having his attacking players put in way more defensive energy than you would usually see. It would often be one of his wingers or even one of his strikers that will put in some amazing effort to track back, help defend and join the attack the whole game, something that you don't often see with the top level attackers anymore. Let me know which current attacker you think would be amazing for this kind of work in a Mourinho tactic. But I think the biggest strength of the special one was his willingness to set up his own team to nullify the biggest strengths of the opponent. His tactical system would always vary greatly across a single season. It wouldn't matter that in the last game his left-sided attacking winger was his most dangerous player. If the next opponent required him to strengthen the defense on that side of the pitch, he would drop that position back and switch his focus to the other side of the pitch. This tactical flexibility to focus on taking away the opposition's danger is exactly what makes Mourinho teams so difficult to break down, even though it hampers their own attacking threat a bit. But believe me, scoring 2 goals instead of 4 to make sure you don't concede any goals yourself is certainly worth it. Now that we know how Mourinho liked to play, let's look at 2 example tactics, each one focused on a different aspect of his tactical principles, so you can get an idea of how to make your very own tactic like the special one. This 4-4-2 narrow diamond is inspired by his treble-winning Inter side, and is looking to create that powerful counter-attack. You can see that out of possession we're really dropping back, locking down the center areas and pushing the opposition out wide, since we're trusting our centre-backs to deal with any crosses coming from the wings. We're also explicitly not going to be engaging in a possession battle, so if we lose the ball, we're gonna regroup, let the opposition have the ball for a bit and set up our defensive lines. To get that healthy balance of direct and shorter passing, we're gonna leave our passing directness straight down the middle, but the highest possible tempo is certainly required. The midfield diamond is perfectly set up for some quick interplay, while both the defensive and attacking midfielder have the option to employ some more direct passing to distribute the ball into dangerous areas. We've also got that attacking wingback to get further forward and provide some more width, while the fullback on the other side is more defensive to keep the defensive structure intact. And this tactic can also nullify any specific danger from the opposition. If they happen to have a dangerous midfielder, he can be man-marked by any of the 4 in our midfield diamond. And if their wingback is a specific danger, we can ask one of our strikers to put in that effort, track back and man-mark him out of the game. But such a heavy counter-attack is not the only way to play like Mourinho. Let's look at tactic number 2. This 4-2-3-1 is inspired by Mourinho's time at Madrid and is focused on creating an overload in one of the wide areas. In this case, we're looking at our left side, where our inside forward and a wingback on attack are looking to create absolute chaos. For Mourinho, this would have been Ronaldo and Marcelo. We've got a striker and an attacking midfielder that can join the overload as well, while the winger on the other side stays wide to keep the width, and the left-sided midfielder is more defensively focused to make sure that the rest defense on that side of the pitch is covered. We're also going to be focusing our play down that left side to really exploit that overload, while our passing style remains the same as the first tactic. But this time we're not sitting back, pushing up our lines to get the ball back quickly and get attacking again. But again, we can and should change our system based on the opposition. So for example, if their right side is very dangerous, even though we've planned to focus our play down the left, we should drop back the roles on that side of the pitch to nullify the opponent and switch our play to the right side to attack from there. So whatever tactic you make, always be flexible and neutralize your opponent's danger to play like Mourinho. And check out this video to learn how to make tactics like another footballing legend. I'll see you on the next video.